It's Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. An absolutely crazy day on Wall Street today. In fact, we watched a miracle take place. Dow Jones was down around 800 plus points today. 800 plus points. Closes down only 348. I say only 348 because it was down over 800 points earlier in the day. NASDAQ was down around 400 points. Closes down only 233. What a miracle that these markets had this miraculous comeback today when they should have absolutely collapsed, and they were on their way to collapsing. So who caused the miracle? Who's responsible for the miracle? I don't know. Please comment down below. You tell me. Was the Fed in here buying today? And isn't it interesting that things turned around when the Senate passed a $1.7 trillion government funding bill? Do you think maybe the market possibly reacted to all that money? $1.7 trillion. By the way, $45 billion of that 1.7 is going to Eastern Europe. Not to small business, not to your community, not to your school system, not to your highways and freeways. No, it's going to go all the way over to Eastern Europe. It just shocks me how we are throwing billions and trillions of dollars around, but an absolute miracle taking place today. Senate passes $1.7 trillion government funding bill. This now heads over to Congress, and we'll see what happens. But if you think that inflation is going away anytime soon, when they are about to pass a $1.7 trillion bill, you, my friend, need help. Mortgage rates continue downward trend, falling for sixth week. Why are people not buying houses if the trend is downward and mortgage rates are dropping? Why are we not seeing a surge now in home purchases? Rates can keep going down. The problem here is going to be when people don't have a job, when they cannot keep up with inflation, when they cannot save money, they can't buy a house. And when they have uncertainty whether they're going to have a job next week or not, they just will not and cannot buy a house. Things are going to get cheap, ladies and gentlemen. I think we're going to see a very extreme deflationary period coming where a lot of things are going to be a lot cheaper than they were. The problem is most people won't have the money to take advantage of the opportunity to pick up the cheap houses, to pick up cheap land, to pick up the cheap vehicles. They're not going to have the money because they're being decimated right now, especially the middle class. Average weeks. Now, this was interesting. I saw this on the news last night. Average weeks of work to make a mortgage payment is almost 3 weeks. I want you to think about that. So for the average person right now with a mortgage or even rent, they are having to work 3 months out of the month just to pay the mortgage. Unsustainable. This is why most people are one paycheck away from big trouble. Think about that. 3 weeks out of the month to pay a mortgage payment. This is not going to last. It cannot last. 100% unsustainable. And people are going to get themselves in very big trouble here because they're paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. And one speed bump, one emergency, they are jeopardizing the car, the house, you name it. Semiconductor maker Micron announces 10% staff reduction and suspends bonuses in 2023. Markets come back today because they don't care about layoffs, they don't care about unemployment, they don't care about the economy, cares about a $1.7 trillion stimulus bill. I was talking to my buddy Aaron today, and he mentioned Tesla down 8.88% today. You look at Tesla year to date, down 68%. You look at some of these EV companies, Rivian, down 6.18% today, down 80% year to date. Lucid, down a little over 4% today, down 83% for the year. I don't know about you, but doesn't this concern you if you're in the market to buy one of these cars? Are these companies going to be around in a year or 2 or 5 years? When you look at a lot of the tech stocks and you look at a lot of these EV stocks, You look at the home builders, you look at what's happening in real estate. How in the world are these markets right now not collapsing? Because literally everything, I'm looking at stocks across the board, and you look at the year to date, I've never seen anything like it. How many companies are going to survive in the next 12 months? I have no idea, but you're going to see a lot of companies absolutely eviscerated. A lot of small business, a lot of the small retailers, a lot of the small restaurants, the mom and poppers, going to be in big, big trouble. I can tell you from just out here in the Palm Springs area, it is not nearly as busy as it used to be. It is quite noticeable. I don't see as many plates from Canada. I don't see as many license plates from Washington and Oregon like I used to. It is obvious that there are a lot less people here than normal. Here's one from wolfstreet.com. Home sales meltdown nationally to deaths of housing bust one. Year-over-year sales are down 35%. We had 35,000 less cash buyers or less cash sales year over year. So we're seeing a lot less cash now coming into the market, less investors. Investors are pulling back with 35,000 less homes bought by investors this past year. And when we look at where sales are plunging across the nation, in the Northeast, year over year, sales plunged 28.4%. In the Midwest, sales were down 30.6%. In the South, they're down 35%. This is year over year. And right out here in the West, they're down 45.7%. This is the biggest industry on planet Earth, housing and real estate. And it is beginning to crumble. And yet, we saw the stock market really start taking a hit today. And it was saved by another miracle. So is it the $1.7 trillion that it anticipates coming to the market, that a lot of that market's going to pour, or a lot of that money is going to pour into these markets? I don't know. I really don't. But when you get the housing numbers like we got today, 216,000 first-time jobless claims, and continuous claims going down. This is not the news that the Fed wants to hear. And so I think that might have started the markets a little bit, the job numbers. But that was very short-lived as the markets anticipate this $1.7 trillion package being passed, and very, very positive for the markets. What does this mean for the average person? This means inflation is going to get much, much worse. Where is $1.7 trillion going to come from? I mean, they're talking about shutting the government down because they don't have any money, and we're passing nearly $2 trillion stimulus packages here. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Where's the money going to come from? It's absolutely incredible. We're bankrupt. We're broke. We're $31.5 trillion in debt. You add on unfunded liabilities, Medicare, Medicaid, the national debt. We're at nearly $200 trillion in debt. And we are now going to print another $1.7 trillion. This makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. You are watching the decimation of the U.S. economy take place right now. Here's another one. Americans falling behind on credit card and loan payments as inflation persists. What happened to the strong consumer, we were being told? Americans opened up a record. I want you to fathom this for 2 seconds. Americans opened up a record-setting 87.5 million new credit cards in 2022. In 2022, 87.5 new credit cards went into existence, along with 22.1 million personal loans. And at the same time, rates on these cards and these loans are going up. And we're going to get another Fed's fund rate in February, more than likely going to be 50 basis points. Americans on average have 3 credit cards and 2.3 retail store cards. There are now around 550 million credit cards in America. And right here, the average American has 3 credit cards and 2.3 retail cards. So that's almost 5.5 credit cards per American. How long can this go on? I don't think it's going to go on much longer. Reality is coming without a doubt. Americans anticipate economic and environmental trouble in 2023. This on The Hedge. Respondents think it is very likely the following predictions will occur. 77% believe prices will increase faster than income. 65% believe in 2023 a natural disaster will hit a major U.S. city. 59% believe unemployment will be higher in 2023 than 2022. And 47% believe that major stock markets around the world will crash. So you have to ask yourself, are you getting ready for this? Do you believe this? Or are you just going to hope that nothing bad happens and continue to live paycheck to paycheck? You know, it's sad. There's so many able-bodied people out there that could be working today and just don't. They could be putting the odds in their favor. They could be building up some capital right now, some cash, and take advantage of some of the opportunities coming. Be set up that if a spouse loses a job, they're not going to be in panic mode. They're going to be okay. They're going to have enough cash to get through it till they find another job. Nobody is preparing. The majority of this country is not preparing. They are absolutely like zombies. Watching sports, watching Netflix, watching cartoons. We have adults buying toys. And nobody's getting ready for this. You've got to be preparing, ladies and gentlemen. You have to be preparing mentally, physically, spiritually, financially. We are in, no doubt, a spiritual warfare right now. You look at the morality of people. You look at just the craziness, the violence that we're seeing here now. How much worse can this get? It can get a lot worse. Here's one from CNBC. I thought this was very interesting. Gold at $4,000 question mark. Analysts share their 2023 outlook as inflation and recession fears linger. I'm probably going to mess this name up. Jorg Kiner, Managing Director and Chief Investment Officer of Swiss Asia Capital. If central banks slow their pace of interest rate hikes in 2023, this instantly, he says, makes gold more attractive. New highs are coming for gold in 2023, and they say it could go as high as $4,000. I do believe we will break past the $2,000 mark in 2023. And if things really begin to break apart, if the Fed does reverse course, pivot, we're going to be looking at severe pressure on the U.S. dollar, quite possibly hyperinflation. Gold can go anywhere at that point. And so you got to be protecting yourself, not just with food and water, not with just the essentials. You got to be protecting yourself with real money. And mainly, you better be able to protect your assets, protect your money, protect the essentials, protect your food and water. If you cannot protect this stuff, ladies and gentlemen, somebody will just take it. You have to understand that. If you cannot protect anything from food to water to the essentials, to gold, to cash, to silver, if you can't protect this stuff, somebody is coming to take it. 18 girls charged with killing homeless man in Toronto. I was reading this article, and when you read something like this, this is Toronto, but this stuff happens every day right here in America. But I was just reading this today. 18 girls, teenage girls, killing a homeless man in Toronto. You talk about evil, you talk about sinister, demonic. This is what's walking through your cities today. People like this. Think about when people begin to go hungry, when people really get agitated and irritated, what they're capable of doing if they're doing this right now. And again, this is Toronto, but this has happened multiple times right here in America. We have crazy, crazy crime taking place. You look at the morality of people. What do you think these people are capable of doing when the lights go out? If your grid goes down, if they begin to get very hungry, they're coming to your house. They're going to take what you worked very hard for. And even people who you think are nice and possibly neighbors, if they begin to get very hungry and their kids are going hungry, there's a potential that they're coming to your house too, and they're not going to be very nice, and they're not going to leave. So you better get in a mindset right now that things are changing. The morality of this country has already changed. It's going to get much, much more evil as the money begins to buy less and less, as people begin to wake up that their money's been robbed, that their purchasing power has been robbed, their pensions have been robbed, their Social Security has been robbed. And right now, you look at these people, they do these acts of crime for fun and entertainment. This all begins to get very serious when they get hungry, when the lights go out, when they know nobody's coming to help you and you're going to be a victim. Choose not to be a victim, ladies and gentlemen. Get your house in order right now. Get your finances in order. Get your security in order. Get your relationship with God in order. That's the most important asset of them all. Get your food in order. And again, get in a mental mindset that this is going to get very, very ugly, and it's happening right now. We're watching it daily. We're being reminded daily just how evil people are and can be. And this is nothing. Again, think about when the lights go out, grids go down, you call the police, nobody's coming to help you. You're going to have a lot of evil people preying on very naive people who thought that they could pick up their phone, or that an alarm system would protect them, that the threat of a lawsuit would protect them, that somebody would come and help them. Those people are very naive, because nobody's going to come and help you. You're going to be on your own. This is why you have to be self-sufficient, why you must be your own central bank, why you must be your own security detail, why you've got to be thinking outside of the box, why you got to be thinking right now to protect your kids, and why you need to be preparing every which way you can. And I know we're coming into Christmas, and God bless all of you. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. But even though we're heading into Christmas, there's no time now to be taking a break. Enjoy Christmas and enjoy your family, but you better get right back on track. Make sure you have the food, the water, and all the necessities. Make sure you're getting in better physical shape. This little fella right here, La, just walking by here, wanted to come say hi. Really incredible. Who can say there's no God when you look at something like this? I mean, just every time I see these little guys walking around, it's just absolutely incredible. Yeah, these guys are growing. But like I was saying, it's going to get worse. Enjoy Christmas. Enjoy time with your family. Take a break. Decompress a little bit. But don't get complacent, ladies and gentlemen. 2023 is coming. And people are going to wish that they didn't waste all their time, and that they would have actually been a little bit more constructive with their time. Because we're all going to wake up one day, and many people are going to say, what just happened? When we wake up, when you wake up that day, you're going to know what happened, and you're going to be prepared to deal with it. And it's going to be ugly. It's going to be a mess. I'm going to leave it there. A lot to think about. The news does not look good. We saw, I believe, more manipulation in the markets today. And that's really, really scary, because people are going to think, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. I'm not buying any dip. I'll buy the crash, but I'm not buying these dips. I think these are suckers rallies like the one we saw yesterday, and it just coughed it all right back today. And it could have been much, much worse today. They're so lucky. But at some point, one day, they're not going to be able to save these markets. They're not going to want to save the markets. I really do believe that the Fed is going to burn it all down on purpose. The Fed is going to burn it all down. Now, I know people out there believe the Fed is going to save the day, come to the rescue, help everybody out. But I think that this is a well-orchestrated plan. A lot of architecture here with this plan, and I think the Fed may know more about what it's doing than most people believe. And I think that the plan is to burn it all down, and that's exactly what they're going to do. And people are going to continue to buy these little dips and believe in these rallies. And this is my opinion, not financial advice, but this is just how I see it. I could be completely wrong. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. But I think they're gonna keep up with these little rallies here and there, and they're gonna come out with a word or two and pump these markets up a little bit, just like today where they turned it around. But at some point, there's gonna come a day where they don't turn it around. They're gonna burn it down. And I hope that you're not in these markets when that day comes, because people are going to lose absolutely everything, and they will never, ever recover. God bless you all. Have a great day. Look forward to speaking with all of you very, very soon. Share this video, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe. Talk to all of you soon.